All right, good morning, scholars. Today is Thursday, April 2nd, 2020. Today is Thriving Thursday. We're going to go ahead and hop right into our words. We already know that we have three of our words of the week. We're going to get our fourth one today. Our first word that we had was connotation. Then our second word was mitigate. On to our third word. Our third word was applicate. And our word for today is industrious. So you already know what your job is with those words. You need to find the definition of that word. You need to create your own definition for that word, and you need to create a sentence for that word. We know that my top five will get a surprise from Ms. Hall. I'm looking to see which scholar will go above and beyond to create the best sentence for the word of the day. Top five will get a surprise. My top five will get a surprise. Hey. All right, let's move on. So our objective today is determining theme. So let's talk about the what, the why, and the how. So the what, we will practice determining a theme or a life lesson in a text. Okay, so that's our what. Our why. We will understand that as careful readers, we are mindful of theme development since it helps us understand story, events, and characters' motivation. Okay, and then our how. We will recognize broad messages and works of literature as themes. We will identify how characters, thoughts, feelings, and actions point to story's theme. We will also analyze how the changes and growth experienced by characters develops the theme. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into our text for today. So, I'm sorry. So, think back to your childhood, right? Super funny saying that to y'all. You're still a child. You're still living in your childhood, but okay. So, think back to your childhood. What life lesson did you learn from stories such as Little Red Riding Hood or Snow White? Here's a hint. They both have the same theme or main message, which is good wins out over evil. So let's study the image and the headline below. Okay. So, um, as we're looking at the newspaper, right? What's the most important words in the headline? The most important words. Go ahead and take those 30 seconds. All right. So, if this was me thinking out loud when I read that, it say daily practice and encouragement transform struggling team into le- league champions. Okay, so practice. So I would definitely circle practice. I would circle encouragement, transform, and champions. Okay, so this is a chart that we will use, right? So, a chart like this. It helps us to organize the details that will help to show or determine the theme or message, right? So you see it say beginning of the season, the team struggled, right? End of season, the team succeeded. Okay. Reason for change from beginning to end, the coach encouraged the team to practice more and work hard. So the theme was hard work and the support of other leads to success. Okay, so this is the theme, this is the event. And we figured that out just by the article itself. Well, the picture itself. Okay. So just as a winning team develops over time, an author develops a theme over the course of the story. As you read, note clues such as how characters change or how story events develop to help You identify the theme or the lesson about life that the author is trying to share. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right on in. A different day. Hand over your lunch money, kid. Mike stopped daydreaming and looked in the direction of the voice. In front of him was an all too familiar scene. Aaron was picking on Jack, just as he did every day at recess. But that was okay with Mikey, because at least Aaron was not picking on him. It was also fine because everyone picked on Jack. That was just how things were around here. He accepted around here the accepted norm. In fact, every school Mikey had ever attended, he had the kid like Jack, someone who was obviously targeted, easy to tease and bully. Today was different though, because Jack was standing tall, acting brave, and trying to stick up for himself. Aaron responded by getting nastier and louder as he hurled insults at Jack. He pushed forward, forcing Jack backwards and jabbing him in the chest. Jack looked terrified, and Mikey could see that Jack's lips were stretched thin as he tried not to let anyone see he was close to yelling for help, or worse, sobbing. But Mikey's surprised, Jack still wasn't backing down. All right, so what theme is being developed in this part of the story? Mikey's feelings and Mikey's feelings and observation about the other boy's action often clues about the theme. So, point in story, the beginning of the story, right? So, what theme? So, we're thinking out loud, right? So, beginning, Aaron demands Jack's lunch money. Then we had a middle, Jack stands up to Aaron. So, when we go to the beginning, we think about important events. Aaron demands Jack's lunch money. Characters, words, action, and feeling. Mikey watches Aaron pick on Jack. Jack feels that the situation is okay because everyone picks on Jack. So, we could think about the words and the action and feelings in the middle of the story when Jack stands up for Aaron, right? Um, then we will move on to our theme. So let's think out loud really quickly. The story is mostly about Mike. So I'm focusing my details and describing his action and feelings to see how these details develop the theme of this part of the story. At the beginning, we already said that Mikey watches Aaron demand lunch money from another student, Jack. Mike is relieved, though, because Aaron isn't picking on him. Mike justifies his lack of action by reasoning that everyone picks on Jack, right? So, just based on the event that happened, we're trying to determine the theme, right? We also said that in the middle of the story, which is the last paragraph of the on the page, Jack stands up to Aaron. Mikey watches as Aaron jabs Jack in the chest, but Mikey still doesn't do anything. Okay, so we already said that we could have different words and feelings about this one as far as Mikey feeling brave, feeling strong. Mikey watches Aaron jab Jack in the chest. Okay, showing some type of bravery. Based on the events of the story and the character's words, action, and feeling, I can determine the theme of part of the story is um, that maybe it's usually safe to avoid conflict just because it's not like, you know, from this incident a fight happened. He just he stood up for himself and left it at that. We can also tell that by what I use as the theme as far as it's usually safer to avoid conflict because it's like they talk about how Jack is the one that's always getting picked on. Well, in his head, he tries to justify that Jack is always getting picked on, right? But at the end of the story, Mikey is still picking at Jack, and Jack still doesn't back down, right? Let's go on to the second half. Okay, continuing. As he watched from a few feet away, Mikey slowly began to feel with anger towards Aaron and compassion for Jack. What was happening wasn't right, and somebody ought to do something. But on the other hand, Aaron was the nastiest character, and when dealing with someone like that, it might be best to lie low and not interfere. Hand it over now, insisted Aaron impatiently. Aaron faked a swipe at Jack and then laughed loudly when Jack jumped back and cringed. The laughter was even crueler, but more hurtful than the words. Today is different, thought Mikey, and he forced his feet towards the conflict. Not today, Aaron, shouted Mikey. Leave Jack alone. Hmm, okay. So, um, we're going to try to answer this question together. So, which statement best states a theme of the story? So, remember, we have already noticed what's going on. It's a conflict between two boys. We have one boy that's actually watching what's going on. So, Aaron is picking with Jack. Okay. I don't want nobody to get confused. So, Aaron is picking with Jack. Mikey is the one that's watching it. Okay. So, Jack is the one that's getting picked on up there. Aaron is the bully, Jack is the victim, Mikey is the one that's watching the whole thing. Okay, so we already said that the theme of this part would be that, sorry, it's usually safer to avoid conflict because you see that Jack could have easily, you know, stood up for himself in a different way, but the fact that he's just like standing up for himself but still not trying to get into it with Aaron, right? So, which statement best states a theme of the story? Is it A, only someone who has been bullied can understand bullying? B, it's best to stay out of trouble and never get involved? C, it's important to take a stand against bullies? D, bullying will always be a problem that affects many teenagers. So we already know for one that only someone who has been bullied can't understand bullying. I'm sorry, we know that's not true because in the story it talks about, well, it states that Mikey was just happy that he wasn't getting picked on. So one, that shows that he has been in a situation before, so we know that he can't not understand it. Like he never been bullied before when he has. Um, it's best to stay out of trouble and never get involved. That's not the case because at the end it shows that Mikey jumps in, right? It's important to take a stand against bullies. That could possibly be it. And then D, bullying will always be a problem that affects many teenagers. Okay, that's a broad statement. That's not really saying what the theme is because yet, yes, bullying is a part of the thing, but that's not what the author was trying to get us to understand. So the best answer would be C. So remember, you're going to answer show your thinking. And also this answer, you're going to answer these two questions inside of your reading questions dated for today, April 2nd. Then you have your guided practice and you have your CCA, aka your exit ticket that you need to complete. If you have any questions, make sure you message me in Google Classrooms and I will message you back. Um, I hope you guys are all well. I miss you guys so much. I want you guys to have a great day and talk to you soon. Bye.